Hello everyone and welcome back to Rewriting the Past here on TEW 2020. Once again, we are obviously in charge of WCW in the year 1998. We've just held our first pay-per-view, a very successful sold-out 1998 if you ask me, in which Sting managed to retain his World Heavyweight title, DDP retained the US title, Booker T retained the World TV title, the Steiners retained their tag titles, but we did crown a new Cruiserweight champion as Eddie Guerrero defeated Ultimo Dragon. We are going to start the build-up now to Super Brawl 8, which is in 27 days' time, so we've got another 4 weeks of TV to book, and it's going to be a good one. We have some morale issues, we can ignore those because it's no one really important. A little bit of housekeeping things first. We have lost a bit of money since the last episode, but that's partly because I dumped everything into the training facilities. So I upgraded them both to 100% so that the power plant will hopefully provide us with some good young talent. That's the hope anyway. I mean, whether it works is anybody's guess. So we did spend a few million on that, but that's fine. We'll make that money back as well. We are also signing a few younger talents. We're going to bring in Caprice Coleman. Oops, not that. Caprice Coleman on a 3-year deal. Decent little guy already. 20 years old. We're going to send him to NWA Florida. Same with James Gibson. Of course, Jamie Noble, and does join WCW, I think in 1999. And then also Rhino Richards, which obviously is Rhino, who already pretty good actually across the board. Good star quality as well. So I'm thinking if we can get him in, get him sent down to NWA Florida for a year or so, let him work out some of his skills, and we can maybe bring him in as a good guy to have around the TV title feud potentially. But that's pretty much all I've really done off camera. I have started pre-booking for Super Brawl as well, and after last episode, I said I didn't have a plan for Bret Hart. I've got a plan for Bret Hart. We're going to finally use Ric Flair. We're going to have Ric Flair come back. He's been gone for a while, and we're going to do Bret and Rick against Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig. But as you can see, we've already got Ric Flair preparing to turn heel. You can probably see what's going to happen here, but essentially, Ric Flair's better as a heel. I mean, I don't know if it actually says that on the game. I'm guessing it does. Amazing heel. Yeah, I think it's just wise, to be honest, to make Rick a heel. And that can give Bret something to do as well for a little while. But we'll sort that out as we book. Let's just get into Nitro. There's Jaguar Yokota there. Amazing, obviously. Backstage incidents. We have Mark Jannetty keeping everyone in a great mood. And Randy Anderson getting brought before Wrestler's Court. As you do. We are going to run in... Where have we not run yet? We've not run in the Mid-South, so we will do the Compact Centre, I guess. Nice and easy. Now we are going to kick off the show with an irate Lex Luger. Because Lex Luger is pissed. And he's going to run into Gene backstage. And basically, Lex arrives, is pissed, wants Hogan tonight, not happy with Sting either. Now, obviously, Sting did defeat Luger in the main event of Sold Out, and we are going to start the Lex Luger heel turn as well, but that's going to be how we open the show. We will then go into a tag match as we'll have the Steiners come out, and they will just beat up High Voltage, I guess. Have we done that match? There's a pre-show match, that's fine. We'll just book that. We'll give it 6 minutes. The Steiners are just going to get a nice, simple win to kick off the show. Not putting the titles on the line. And then we will have the angle in which Ted DiBiase on microphone, Scott Steiner on overness, I guess, and Rick also on overness. DiBiase calls out outsiders after attack at pay-per-view, warns what will happen when they meet. And we'll get Kevin Nash and Scott Hall off screen for that one. We will also then go into our promo. We're going to have Chris Jericho reminding Booker T. We'll script both these guys. Jericho reminds Booker that he is owed a TV title match. Simple stuff. Basically, we're actually going to do that match. I think we're going to do that before the pay-per-view, because if we look at Booker T, he's alright. I mean, very much okay. Whereas if you look at Chris Jericho, he's just better. So I think we're going to get the belt onto Jericho pretty quickly. Has Jericho actually held the TV title? No, he's not. So this will be Jericho's first title run. Did we do it now? Let's just do it now. Let's have Booker T defend against Chris Jericho. We'll give it 10 minutes. And we're going to have Jericho cheat to win. Open match script, and it'll be tainted. Jericho, we're going to get probably roll of the tights or whatever the game ends up picking. But Jericho is going to win the TV title here on Nitro tonight in a surprise upset. And I think we'll just transition Booker back into the tag title picture for now with Stevie Ray. That's probably the best thing to do, I think. We're now going to have Randy Savage and Gene Okerlund. And it's simply going to be Savage says his feud with Piper is over. Wants a shot at Sting for the belt. We'll have Sting answer that one later on as well. Entertainment is what we want there. And yeah, we're going to do Sting versus Savage at the pay-per-view. And then, as because I said, I want to do Piper Savage Part 2. But I think it's going to be better to do that uncensored, because if we stick to the gimmicks of the show, uncensored is a better place to do a steel cage match. And I want to do a steel cage match. Simple as that. Up next, we are going to have Bret Hart cut a promo, and he's going to get interrupted by Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig. We'll just script off for you guys. So Bret cuts a promo, is interrupted by Rude and Hennig. Sets up Rude versus Bret tonight. Simple. Rick Rude's popularity. Yeah, we can do Rude in the main event. That's fine. Up next, we are going to give Rey Mysterio a win on television. Is Rey still? Oh, he's considered recognisable. That's good. Okay, so he can face anybody really here, but we'll give him a good match. We'll actually give him. Let's give him Kidman. The future filthy animals will face each other here. Rey Mysterio, just a good win. Make it open, we'll script it, and make it decisive for Rey as well. And then we'll just have... Right, we're going to have to do this smartly here. So Gene and Rey, and we're going to... What's Rey's star quality? Because his microphone's going to be terrible. Yeah, star quality, we'll rate him on. So, star quality, microphone, Eddie Guerrero, overness. Rey challenges Eddie for a match at the pay-per-view for the title. And hopefully that doesn't completely bomb too much. I think it might a little bit, but we'll deal with it as we come along. Another singles match now, and we will have... We've not used Buff properly. You know what? I know what we'll do. We'll do the Giant, and we'll have him face Buff. Because we've started doing the... We've put the Giant... I thought I put the Giant into here. Oh no, it was Goldberg I did that with, wasn't it? I put the Giant in the US picture. Let's just change that. So let's get the Giant out of there. Let's have the Giant take on Saturn instead. We'll reduce that to 6. Giant obviously will get the win. Decisive. And we will, however, have some outside interference on the Giant from Raven. And then post-match, we'll have Raven, Giant. So Raven says he will come back to DDP, wants to slay the Giant. And we'll just do that. Simple, simple, simple. We'll do, I think Raven Giant might be a decent little match at the pay-per-view, you know. And we've got both those guys in here. So that works. Yeah, let's do that. We will actually have DDP cut a promo now as well. And that'll be on Chris Benoit. And we'll do it with Mean Gene. Benoit overness off screen. DDP, thanks fans for support. Says he will give Benoit a shot at the US title. And then I think we'll now do another match before we start our main event booking. And we will do we do Benoit? Let's do Benoit. And Benoit can face off against there's nobody here I really want to give a loss to. Let's do Barbarian. Let's do the Barbarian. We'll give it 8 minutes. Pretty cracking match actually, all things considered. We'll have Benoit get a decisive win though. And then before our main event, we're going to have Sting on Entertainment talk about Randy Savage right off screen. Sting accepts Savage's challenge, discusses issues with Lex. Let's have Lex off screen as well, actually. And then let's do our main event. And it's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be Bret Hart taking on Rick Rude in a match I don't think I was expecting to be booking anytime soon. And we are going to have Bret win. Make it open. We'll call it in the ring. They can both call that. We'll make it decisive. Yep, that's fine. And then to end the show, we'll have Bret on selling. Is Bret selling good? I'm assuming it is. 86, perfect. Rick Rude, Kurt Hennig. And then we're going to have the return of Ric Flair as well. Yeah, let's keep it on selling. So Rude and Hennig beat down Bret. Bret is saved by the returning Nature Boy. And then we can have Ric Flair on Thunder explain his actions. That's a pretty decent show, if you ask me. I think that's pretty good. We've got a nice balance. We've not used Hogan this week. We are going to keep Hogan off the show. Hogan is currently sulking after losing at the pay-per-view. Other than, and like Lex obviously wants him, but Hogan's not going to answer that tonight. And yeah, let's do a pre-show match. Let's do Dean Malenko against, who have we not really used? La Parka? We've not really used Parka yet. We'll get him on the show. We'll give Dean the win. Open, script, and decisive. And then we'll just do a 3 versus 3, I think. See what we can wrangle up here. So some faces. Let's do Rick Martel. I never used Goldberg actually this week either, but that's fine. We'll do Rick Martel and Chavo and Ray Traylor. A very interesting team. And they can take on Hugh Morris, Fit Finlay, and Bobby Ian. Yeah, that'll do. And we're going to give Rick Martel the win. I don't care who takes the pinfall. Just get Rick Martel a little win there. I actually noticed a few people as well that I've not actually sent down to developmental, so I'll send some guys down to post the show. But let's get it booked. Fingers crossed we get a good rating. And then the pre-show, Martel, Chavo and Ray Traylor defeat Hugh Morris, Fit Finlay and Bobby Eaton in a pretty good match actually. Chavo was the weak link, but we had a very good Rick Martel performance as well, so that's all good. And then Dean Malenko defeats La Parka in a very good match as Dean Malenko does Dean Malenko things. We do open the show, however, with Lex Luger arriving. He is pissed. He is not happy with what happened at the pay-per-view, and he wants Hogan tonight if Hogan has the guts to arrive to the building. We then go into a pretty mediocre tag match as the Steiners defeat High Voltage in 623 with the Steinerizer. Very good performance by the Steiners. High Voltage rubbish, but that's, I don't care. They're just warm bodies, really. And then afterwards, we should have scripted DiBiase. I think I said that before, actually. But 57's not too terrible. DiBiase just calling out the Outsiders after they got attacked at the pay-per-view. Simple, simple, simple. Jericho then is backstage with Booker T and says, you know, thanks for giving me that opportunity for the TV title tonight, but I am going to beat you. And he does want it tonight. He doesn't want to really wait. And Booker goes, you know what, I'm a fighting champion. I'm a bit beat up after the pay-per-view, but I'm going to give you your match, mate. And he wishes he didn't for two reasons. One, he does lose as Chris Jericho defeats Booker T with the Lion Tamer after cheating. Chris Jericho wins the World Television title. Booker T sustains a blown eardrum. So as far as I'm concerned, Jericho hit him in the ear with the belt and busted his eardrum. Hopefully it's not a super long injury for Booker. 58 overall, not bad, and I'm thinking the TV title can now start to grow a little bit with Jericho having the belt. We then have Randy Savage come out with Mean Gene Okerlund, and Savage says, you know, that clown Roddy Piper, I've put him in his place. I defeated him at the pay-per-view by myself. Liz didn't help. And he wants a shot at the Sting. He's done with Piper. He's done with these has-beens of the yesteryear, even though he has also won. And he wants the World Heavyweight title. He wants Sting, and he wants him at Super Brawl. We then have Bret Hart cutting his promo. He's interrupted by Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig. They go back and forth a little bit, and it sets up our main event tonight as Bret Hart will take on Rick Rude on Monday Nitro. Fingers crossed that match does really well. Oh, this is a surprise. So 47 rated as Rey Mysterio does defeat Kidman with a Mysterio Rana. They don't click. Interesting. Hopefully they'll be better as partners maybe, but yeah, Rey Mysterio not doing great so far on this save. We're still going to give him the match at the pay-per-view, but I mean, I'm pretty much 99% sure we're giving Eddie the win on that one. We do have a decent promo, 58 rated. However, Rey Mysterio is looking very stale. So we are going to have a look at that after this episode. But at least it advanced the storyline, didn't lose heat. Did actually not too bad considering it was Rey Mysterio on the microphone. The Giant defeats Saturn in 5:35. Saturn also looking very stale. That's two guys, which isn't ideal. And the Giant gets the win, but we did have Raven come in and try and attack the Giant as well. And then post-match, Raven, 70 rated, good stuff, gains heat for the storyline as well. Says he'll come back to DDP, but he does want to slay the Giant because he's got no use for a Giant in WCW, I guess. I don't know. We'll have the Giant lay waste to the flock over the next few weeks. We then have the US champion who did defeat Raven at the pay-per-view come out with Mean Gene, and he says, you know, thanks to the fans, he's the people's champion. He will give Chris Benoit a deserved shot at the US title, which the crowd is absolutely delighted with. 75 rated overall. Everything looking good other than our colour commentary from, I'm guessing, Larry Zbyszko. Benoit then does defeat the Barbarian in 7:53 with the diving headbutt. 64 rated overall. Benoit off his game, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can rebound the show from here. As Sting only gets a 71, which is surprising. But he accepts Savage's challenge as well, and he says, look, if Lex has an issue with what happened at the pay-per-view, he needs to come and talk to me. Because all Sting did was take advantage of the opportunity that was in front of him to retain his title, and he told Lex that this is what was going to happen at the pay-per-view. It was every man for himself. And Lex has to get over it. And then we do have an 81 rated main event as Bret Hart defeats Rick Rude in 11:49 with the sharpshooter. Great performance by Bret. Good performance by Rick Rude as well. However, they didn't click, but the fact that they managed to grab an 81 out of that is good. However, I am getting a little sick of how little people are clicking in this company. Just not ideal. And then for our main event segment, we did get an 82, which is good. I think the show's probably going to average at the low 70s again, as usual. But Rude and Hennig then beat down Bret at the end of the match. Basically, Hennig comes in and takes Bret out from behind. And they beat him down before Also Sprack Zathura, whatever the hell the song's called, that Ric Flair uses, blasts out the arena, and Ric Flair comes down to a thunderous pop from the crowd to save the Hitman. And as you can see, Ric Flair using subtle mannerisms to hint at a future heel turn, because it's Ric Flair, you can't trust the Nature Boy as far as you can throw him. It does get an 80. Okay, I was not expecting that, to be honest, but we do get an 80. Obviously, I did turn the storyline strictness off, although our storylines, I think, are all now meeting the criteria of being hot. Still lose popularity in 11 regions. That's just going to happen for the time being. It's nothing we can really do about it. But we did increase in 27. Good show. I'm happy with that show. I think we've built up some pretty decent storylines as well to go into the next pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'm really looking forward to booking Super Brawl. I think Super Brawl is going to be a good show, provided we don't get struck with the bug of people not having any chemistry. There we go. Gala TV unhappy. I'm going to come to that in a second. We did get a 4.77. Scott Norton fully fit as well. Let's have a look at Raw. We did beat Raw. Raw got a 76. However, it's a much better show as far as I'm concerned. Shawn Michaels defeating Ken Shamrock in the main event. The Rock defeating Cactus Jack. And Kane defeating Agia, which, okay. And Golga continuing the mega push as he gets beat by Owen Hart as well. Anything interesting happening here? Scott Hall just being a political bastard. What did New Japan do? Yeah, it's a pretty good show. Pretty good show. Right, first things first. Saturn. He's getting stale. Do we change his gimmick? Let's just use that, I guess, eh? There we go. We'll change it to Badass. That'll do for me. And then Rey Mysterio. Thrill Seeker. We'll change that to... We're just going to use these ones. Did we just change them to, like, Luchador? Masked Luchador. See how that goes. And then we want to go to medical. Booker T, 6 days. Yeah, Booker will be fine for next Nitro if we need to use him. So that's all fine. Morale issues, that's... Again, nobody I'm really that bothered about. But let's send some people down to NWA Florida before we end this portion of the episode, before I book Thunder. So, Alex Wright, we'll keep Alex Wright for now. I mean, how long's your... Why has he got nearly 2 years left on his contract? How much would it cost me? 83 grand. I mean, I might just pay 83 grand to get rid of Barra Darso. Black Cat. He's on a loan. Let's just get rid of Black Cat. Oh, it's 23 grand. Did we just use his 3 appearances? If I remember, I would just try and use Black Cat on pre-shows. Get rid of him. Bobby Eaton, I can work with Bobby Eaton. So that's fine. Brad Armstrong's the same. Chavo, we can use Chavo. Damien, what contract have we got? We're on handshake with Damien, so that's fine. Glacier. He's got no interest in going to NWA Florida, that's fine. Horseshoe, we will 100% send away to NWA Florida. Jim Powers, I mean, why? He's only got 4 months left, but why have we got Jim Powers on a big contract? Jerry Flynn's the same. It's like, although Jerry Flynn's stats are shockingly good. Maybe we'll use Jerry Flynn. I've not used him yet, I don't think. Who else have we got? Kendall Windham, I think I tried to send him away already and he said no. Sabisco, what's your commentary skills while we're here? 70 cover, that's not too bad. We can definitely do better. Who else have we got? Who else have we got? I didn't realise we even had Pedro Morales as a road agent, but apparently we do. Michael Wall Street, I mean, handshake deal. Reese, have fun at developmental, son. We might bring him back for the big show to squash him before he goes. Riggs, he can stay for now. Please don't be on the written. Let's just get rid of Roadblock because he's causing morale issues. We're not going to use him. Sick Boy, send Sick Boy away as well to developmental. And then Mean Mike and Tough Tom both on handshakes. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. That just whittles our roster down a little bit because it's so big. Oh yeah, Rick Fuller. What's Rick Fuller's contract? Oh my god, 10 months. Can we send Rick Fuller away? Yeah, we can. Okay, bye Rick. Have fun in developmental for 10 months. We've got no use for you, mate. I've got no use for Vincent, to be honest, either, but we'll keep him around for now. Anyway, I'll see you guys in 2 days in game time for Thunder. Okay, it's time to book some Thunder. Now, we have managed to get our 3 signings in. However, unfortunately, I can't send James Gibson or Rhino to developmental as they have too many of our guys on developmental, as you can see. So I think what we're going to do is actually try and get another developmental company. So let's see who we have. Who's a good shout before we go any further here? So we've got HWA, or we've got IWA Mid-South for Jersey All-Pro. Jersey All-Pro actually might not be the worst one. Why am I struggling to find the one I'm looking for here? There we go. They do it. Cool. Jersey All-Pro it is. There we go. That's easy as that. So Gibson, have fun at JPW, mate. And also you send me your Rhino, have fun. In Jersey All-Pro. Cool. There we go. That works out. Not too bad actually. Let's book some Thunder before I stumble over my words. So, any backstage incidents? Yes, there is. Marty Jannetty is so drunk he had to go home. Excellent. How much is he on? What's his contract? Rehab? Cool. He's happy with that. Bye, Marty. Have fun at rehab, mate. Let's go to the southeast and let's go to... Where can we go to? let's go to the Memphis Pyramid. I know it's too big a venue, but it doesn't matter. We've got the money. So we're going to open the show with Ric Flair talking about Bret, Kurt, and Rick Rude. All off screen, but we'll use their overness to get a pop here. And essentially, Ric Flair is glad to be back. Wants to help Bret Hart against the corruption of the NWO. That'll do it, as far as I'm concerned. You know what? Screw it. Let's get Mean Gene in there with Nature Boy as well. Good stuff. Good stuff. After that, we are going to have the NWO arrive as Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Rick Rude. They're going to be all together for now. Kurt Hennig and Eric Bischoff. God, there's a lot of people involved in this. And it's just going to be simple as that. NWO arrive, warn Ric Flair to go away. Done. Done. Let's open the show now with Chris Jericho. A little quick defense of his new TV title. He can take on Hoovy? Let's give him Hoovy. Quick little 7-minute match there as Jericho's going to get the win. We will have him cheat because it's Chris Jericho, but we'll just have him have a quick defense of that new title and then have him just brag for a few minutes as well. So Jericho celebrates win over Hoovy, brags he's the best in the world. We won't have anybody come out to challenge him just yet, because I don't think we need to right now. We are now going to have Chris Benoit and Gene Okerlund taking a risk here, but that's fine, as he talks about DDP. So Benoit thanks DDP for the upcoming match, vows to win US title. However, that'll do it. It's good English, mate. Good English. Tag match. I think tag match is the way to go. And we're actually going to have the Outsiders in a match. And we'll have them take on Harlem Heat, actually. Oh yeah, Booker's got that injury. Let's not do Harlem Heat, let's just do Brad and Scott Armstrong. We did that match and it got a 65, so not pre-show. And we'll just have, won't even make it open, we'll just have it be a decisive win for the NWO. And then have Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, off-screen, entertainment, Outsiders, laugh off threat from DiBiase and Steiner's. We'll have Ted DiBiase off screen as well. Okay, quite a lot of angles so far, very angle heavy show. We are, however, going to borrow Reese and Sick Boy before we leave them be. And we are going to have a handicap match. So, where is it going to be under handicap? Yeah. Let's make it a 1-on-3 actually. And we'll have the Giant. And he's just going to annihilate Reese, Sick Boy, and Kidman, I guess. Hammer. That's more fun. We'll give it 6. We'll have the Giant win. We're not even going to bother making it open. Simple as that. And then we will have, however, Raven again. The Giant again. Saturn. We're not going to rate any of these guys. Reese, Riggs, Hammer, Sick Boy, Kidman, the Flock, attack the Giant and get him down. Easy peasy, but we'll script those two. Raven. Screw it. Let's take a risk on the Giant. It's a big risk, but we'll take the risk. Eddie, we'll talk about Ray. Off screen, Gene Okerlund can be involved for that extra bit of pop. Eddie says he has nothing to prove against Ray. Will beat him again once and for all. Simple, simple, simple. We then will have a match. We'll have Eddie in the match. And we'll have Eddie take on Disco. Have we done that? No, we haven't. Love it. Eddie beat Disco Inferno. Open script. We'll make it decisive. Don't need a bit of cheat in this one. Simple as that. And then Gene Goldberg. And we're going to get interrupted by Buff Bagwell. So Mean Gene tries to interview Goldberg, is interrupted by Buff Bagwell. Easy as that. And then we will have Goldberg in the match. And which jobber can he destroy? You know what? As terrible as this match would be, we're going to have Goldberg. Absolutely, I don't want them to go all out. 2 minutes. As Goldberg's just going to annihilate Vincent. We will then have Lex Luger and Sting backstage. Lex and Sting catch up, seemingly paper over the cracks that were forming. Good stuff. We'll then have Brett. Brett thanks Ric Flair for his help on Nitro. Challenges Rude and Hennig. Entertainment. Off screen, but we'll have overness for Rick. And then main events. What do we want to do for our main events? I know what we'll do. We're going to have the champs team up together. So we're going to have Sting and DDP. Yeah, that works. And we'll put Savage in this actually. So we'll have Randy Savage. Savage is in the NWO, right? Yeah, he is. Did we do Buff? I don't really want to give Scott Hall the loss again, you know, but do we do Nash? Conan? Conan? Yeah, screw it. Conan. We need somebody to take the fall. That someone will be Conan. We'll give DDP the win. And we will have Conan take the loss. We'll make it open. We will script it. Make it decisive for the good guys. And then we will just do a very simple Randy Savage, Hollywood Hogan, Sting, Lex. Well, you know what? We'll just have DDP and we'll just have Conan in there as well. We won't rate. Actually, we'll put Conan on entertainment, and it'll be simple. And Hogan comes down, distracts Sting and DDP, allowing NWO beatdown to close the show. And we're screw it. You know what? We're gonna have Benoit come out as well, but we won't rate Benoit. Savage. Why? Why, Savage? There we go. Right. We'll just cheat to get around it. We will be penalised. Let's give this a few more minutes. Let's give this 2 more minutes. Let's give this 2 more minutes. Let's give, I guess, this 2 minutes more. And then we don't really have any angles to get rid of, to be honest. We need to cut 1 minute. We need to cut an angle. Let's shorten Eddie by a minute. Let's shorten Jericho by a minute. Let's shorten the Outsiders by a minute. This is tedious, guys. This is tedious. There we go. That was the most boring thing I've ever done. There we go. We've got our episode of Thunder all booked. Let's get a wee quick pre-show on the go. We'll have Black Cat, because I know we need to use Black Cat to get rid of him. We'll have him take on Mongo, a surefire Hall of Fame classic. I'm not even going to do anything else. We're just going to have that be that match. And then we will do a little, we'll do a 4-on-4. Let's have a big match. Faces only. So let's have Chris Adams, Norman Smiley, Dean Malenko, and his protege, Prince Ikea, taking on Alex Wright, Bobby Eaton, Jim Powers, and Jerry Flynn. Oh my lord, what a match. What a match. Chris Adams can pick up the win. Oh, scripted, decisive, thrilling stuff. Thrilling stuff. Let's have another pre-show match. Screw it. Let's get the crowd hype before the show. Let's put some guys we've actually heard of. Let's have Roddy Piper take on Meng. Why not, eh? You know, why not? It's a pre-show match, doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Who knows? Maybe these guys will have incredible chemistry with each other. But there we go. Start the show. Let's go. Black Cat and Mongo gets a 40 overall. Beautiful and abysmal pre-show match. But most importantly, 1 appearance down for Black Cat. 2 more to go. So that's good. 56 overall, actually, for the 4 vs 4 as Dean Malenko, Prince Ikea, and World of Sport. It's actually a pretty decent team. Defeat Alex Wright, Bobby Eaton, Jim Powers, and Jerry Flynn. Dean Malenko, best guy in the match. Norman Smiley, comfortably second best guy in the match. Bobby Eaton, and then it's kind of just a who's who of rubbish for the most part. And then Piper beats Meng in a good match, 67 overall. Perfect. Let's get into Thunder. So we start with Ric Flair struggling to go off script, apparently, which, okay. As Ric Flair, glad to be back, wants to help Bret Hart against the corruption of the NWO and wants to eradicate the NWO from the company for good. Good stuff to start the show. 77. Could have been better if we maybe scripted Ric Flair, apparently, but it is what it is. Ric Flair continuing to foreshadow his heel turn as well, because he's not, I mean, you believe what Ric Flair's saying, but he's so disingenuous at the same time. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with their WCW, but the famous Ric Flair and Sting versus Arn Anderson and there's a Brian Pillman, right? Tag match where Ric Flair, the whole build-up is on Sting's side. He's going against Arn Anderson. He's going against the Four Horsemen. And then, of course, the match happens. Sting gets the hot tag to Flair. He comes in, turns right around and puts the boots to Sting. It's incredible. It's so great. That's why we can't trust Ric Flair. We then have an 80 rated segment as the NWO just arrive to the building and they're basically saying, you know, that Ric Flair, he is putting his nose where it doesn't belong and he needs to be taught a lesson. We can't be having this. Everyone looking great. as well. So 80 overall, beautiful stuff. Can't complain at all about any of it. 67 rated matches. Chris Jericho does defeat Juventud Guerrera in just under 9 minutes with the Lion Tamer. Jericho makes his first defence of the television title before just cutting a quick little promo to say he's the best. Essentially, 55 overall. Good stuff. Benoit and Mean Gene, 67 rated overall. Mean Gene is, after I said we didn't really have much use for him, I've actually used Mean Gene, I think, more than anybody else because he's a cheat code. So Benoit thanks DDP for accepting the upcoming match, and he does vow to win the US title despite their friendship with each other. Hopefully be a good match. They've got no chemistry as opponents, so as teammates, so fingers crossed they've got chemistry as opponents. We then have a 68 overall match actually, as the Outsiders defeat Scott Armstrong and Brad Armstrong in 7:44 with the Outsiders' edge. Kevin Nash off his game, but he still had a good performance. Scott Hall, the best man in the match. Can't really complain. The tag team title storyline gained heat as well. And an 82 rated segment, which further improves their storyline with Hall and Nash looking very good, cutting a promo on the Steiners and Ted DiBiase, just saying, guys, you know, let's not do this. I mean, Ted, you were in the NWO, we kicked you out, etc., etc. We then have a bit of a come down, but 50 overall. The Giant just, you know, murders a bunch of the Flock members, Reese, Sick Boy, and Hammer. That's the end of Reese and Sick Boy for possibly forever. We're sending them to developmental so they can stay there. They both stunk the joint out anyway, so they're not exactly a loss. But we then do have a 79 rated segment actually, as the Flock attack the Giant and actually manage to get him down, and Raven, you know, cuts a promo saying X, Y, and Z. And Perry Saturn, his badass gimmick gets an initial rating of poor, but is meant to rise going forward, so hopefully that doesn't hurt him too much in the short term. Eddie Guerrero then is interviewed by Mean Gene, and he says, look, Mean Gene, I have beaten Rey Mysterio so many times, it doesn't even matter anymore to me about Rey Mysterio, but if I have to beat him once more, well, I'll beat him once more, but I'm sick of facing him. And then he beats Disco Inferno in just under 10 minutes with a very, very good performance by Eddie. Disco not as much. 68 overall. Eddie Guerrero continuing to be an excellent wrestler so far in this save. Mean Gene again, all over this goddamn show, constantly coming out. He interviews Goldberg, and Goldberg, of course, is actually maybe tempted to answer here, you know, but he's interrupted by Buff Bagwell, who comes out, poses, and says, look, Goldberg, you're nothing. I'm the stuff, you know, like the NWO. We run the show. And then Goldberg gets in the ring and just kills Vincent. 63 overall. Vincent, not the worst performer on the show. No psychology on display. The match was 1 minute and 48 seconds, but hey, 63, that's not as bad as it could have been. Luger and Sting catch up backstage, and it looks like everything's A-okay. Sting says, look, Lex, you know, just talk to me about this. It was every man for themselves. I did what I had to do. I would have fully expected you to do the same thing to me. And they seem to be cool with that. Little pat on the back, etc. Bret Hart then thanks Ric Flair for his help on Nitro. He challenges Rude and Hennig for a match at the upcoming pay-per-view. He doesn't say he wants Ric Flair to be his partner, but he says he wants them in the match. So put two and two together and we're going to have Ric Flair be his partner. And then in the main event, we have Sting and Diamond Dallas Page, the champions of their respective areas, defeating Randy Savage and Conan when DDP pins Conan with the Diamond Cutter. Good performance by Savage, good performance by Sting. Good performances by everybody, actually. It's a pretty good match, 73 overall. Kind of thrown together last minute, but it does sort of what I need it to do, and I don't really want to have to use... I didn't want to use Lex in the main event because I kind of want to save the Sting and Lex team for something going forward. And then to end the show, we get an 80 overall as Hogan comes down, and he basically, his presence essentially just distracts Sting, who then gets jumped from behind from Savage. Ignore it saying Savage off screen. Conan and Savage then put the boots to Sting. DDP tries to get involved. He gets put down. Benoit basically, I've not added everybody, but the NWO just all sort of comes down and massacres all these guys. That's how it works. We got a 77. Another good show. Again, we're losing popularity in 11 regions, but that's just going to happen. Again, because our popularity in the US is plummeting. And it's going to have to, until we basically drop down to an 80 or so, and then we'll hopefully be able to like level it out and then probably build it back up again. 2.7 rating though for Thunder. And what's the little bit I say? Positive, vast majority like the show. And as you can see, we're still at 83, but everywhere else should be going up. Canada's going up, Mexico's going, yeah, like, you know, Japan's going up 5 still, so I'm not going to be mad about that. But yeah, good show. I'm happy with that actually. I find it's a really good show. Saturn, hopefully this will improve. Ray will change his gimmick on Nitro, and hopefully we can get Ray's popularity up as well. Speaking of, DDP up to 74 odds. Brett 82 still. Flair, Rick Rude 70 odd. Yep. Yeah, so I think we'll get rid of this question mark because we're definitely doing that. We're definitely doing this. Definitely doing this. Definitely doing all these matches actually. So that's good. What else did we sort of build up? Goldberg buff? Maybe I think Goldberg versus Buff Bagwell probably be a good shout. We'll find something to do with Jericho. We need to get Jericho an opponent, really. What else did we sort of build? Not much else. Oh, the Giant and Raven. Giant and Raven. So the Giant versus Raven. Should be a good little match as well, actually. But that's going to do it for today's episodes. Again, I think I'm starting to whittle these down to about 40 to 50 minutes per episode, because it takes about 20 minutes to book and run through the show as well. So if you have been enjoying, once again, obviously drop a like, leave a comment, all of that usual good stuff. Hopefully you are enjoying it. I'm really, really enjoying the save to the point where I've recorded so many episodes in a row of this over the last few days. I'm well ahead of schedule, which is good for me, but hopefully you guys are still having fun as well. But we're going to come back in 2 days' time. We're going to book another Nitro. We're going to book another Thunder. We're going to continue our 1, 2, 3, 4 hot storylines. These two, we need to actually change some things around here quickly before we end off. Actually, I'll do this off camera. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in 2 days for another roundup of Nitro and Thunder. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.